Now what this is doing, of course, is it's passing to sorted a list, and it's asking sorted to use this function to basically create a mapping to each item for the purposes of sorting. It's saying, let's sort capital F by the value lowercase f. Let's sort lowercase e by the value lowercase e. The main point is that we are passing a function as argument. As argument. We are giving a function to another function. So sorted is the example of a higher order function. A function that takes another function as argument and makes use of that function for its own work. Now we can't see it using by lower, but that's because sorted is doing it internally. We need to be aware of the fact that sorted is going to call this function over and over and over again. And of course, I can demonstrate that by adding a print statement. When we run to sort this, we'll hopefully see the list sorted, but we see all these other calls here. And the calls say, I called the function this time, I called the function another time. Again, you want to consider who's calling by lower. I mean, you can see that by lower is actually getting called 6 times. Who's calling by lower 6 times? I don't see it. I don't see 6 calls to by lower. I also don't see a for loop. So it's not like there's a for loop that we can see that's calling by lower over and over again. Instead, by lower is being called internally by sorted. But the only way it can do that is if we give the function to call it, or give it the function to call. And it is obviously doing that. So this is a built-in example of a higher order function. A higher order function is a function that takes another function as argument. Now, there are only a few examples of these. There's sorted is one of them. There are functions named map and grep that also make use of a function as part of its argument. And Python will make very important use of higher order functions in its use of decorators. But there are times when we may want to pass a function to another function. It's rather more involved design that might ask for that. But it's something we want to be aware of, especially since we use it with sorted all the time. And we may use it as well when we get into the advanced topic of decorators.